As you begin in a seat, a cross-legged seat, or whatever seat's most comfortable for you, please allow the eyelids to close or become heavy. Allow the spine to sit tall, shoulders over the hips, and notice the air enter and exit through the nostrils, keeping the breath at a nice even pace, and a slight point of the chin downward to keep the throat and airway open. On your inhale, bring both palms to heart center. Take a moment to pause, acknowledge, and then bring both fingers or hands behind the back to interlace all 10 fingers, expanding the chest, rolling the shoulder blades together behind the back. And then inhale both arms skyward, lifting the gaze, and exhale, send both palms down to heart center. Roll the shoulders up and back. Connect those fingers or arms behind. Chest is expanded. And then send both arms and gaze up on inhale, and exhale, palms back down to heart center. Inhale, roll the shoulder blades up and back so they're coming together into the spine. Interlace all 10 fingers behind. Chest expands, filling from the belly or bottoms of lungs all the way to the upper chest. Then inhale both arms overhead and exhale, palms to heart center. We'll release the palms to the ground, right palm to the ground, left arm inhale overhead. Lengthening left side. Exhale, float the left hand to the mat. Inhale, raise the right arm overhead. Lengthening right side of body. And exhale, float the right hand back down. You'll uncross the legs here, coming to a modified boat pose. Making sure the sit bones are rooted to the ground. Knees can be bent or legs straight, hands connected or released. Be sure the low back is firm and the chest is lifted. Keep nice, even breath, smooth breath. And exhale, cross the legs, plant the hands, step back to a plank position, shoulders directly over the wrists. Pointer fingers facing forwards. Press the heels away from the head. Exhale, soften down to the knees. Lift the feet to the ceiling or sky, roll the shoulders up and back, gaze up. And then exhale, release the feet and chest to the ground. Elbows come close as you inhale, low cobra. Exhale, chest comes back to the ground. Inhale with elbows close, lift the chest, upper body, curl the toes under, back to downward facing dog. Hips come away from the hands. The tailbone is nice and high. And take a moment if you'd like to bend the knees slightly as the legs aren't warm. Finding even pressure through both palms, throughout all 10 fingers. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed from ears. On your exhale, bend the knees. Just take a few steps towards the top of the mat, just standing forward fold. Allow the hands to grab the opposite elbows, just allowing the body to release, relax, folding over the legs. And then you'll bring the hands to the calves behind, straightening the legs on your next exhale. Bringing the head towards the legs. You'll bend the knees, bring that chest up, and you interlace all 10 fingers behind the back once more. Flat back, chest is expanded, hands are bound, knees are bent. And then straighten the legs, exhale, forward fold, allowing those hands to come skyward or towards the front wall. Release hands to shins, inhale halfway, exhale fold, inhale lift to standing, send arms and gaze up, exhale send palms to heart. Inhale lift arms and gaze, exhale bend from hips to fold forward. Inhale halfway to flatten the back, exhale plant the palms, step back to plank position, exhale travel high to low. Inhale to upward dog, engage inner thighs, and exhale back downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Again, you can keep a bend in the knees or the legs straight, even pressure through the hands. Shoulders are relaxed. Notice air enter and exit through nose. On your next exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, take a few steps to the top of mat. Inhale, lift halfway to flatten. Exhale, fold. And then on your next inhale, you'll bend the knees, lift the chest once more, flatten the back, fingers interlace behind. And then straighten the legs, exhale to fold. Hands come away from the head or body. Inhale, halfway, hands to the shins. Exhale, release head to shins, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. And exhale, send palms to heart center. Again, inhale to lengthen, look up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway to flatten the back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank. Shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, travel high to low. Inhale, shoulders roll up and back as the chest opens. And exhale, back downward facing dog. Find the evenness in the breath. We're trying to keep inhales the same length as exhales. On the next exhale, knees will bend. You'll look ahead, returning to top of mat. You'll inhale, flatten halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift to standing. Exhale, send palms to heart center. Take a step to the top of the mat if you shifted. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flatten the back, look ahead. Exhale, fold, head to shins. Again, knees will bend. You lift the back so it's flat. The chest is lifted. Fingers interlace behind the back. Back flat, chest open. Then exhale, straighten the legs. Release the hands away from head. Opening space between shoulder blades. Release the hands to shins. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Root through heels as you lengthen. Exhale, send palms to heart center. Inhale, lengthen both arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. Hop back if you like to plank. Travel high to low on exhale. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. For the next inhale, lift the right leg, bend the right knee, and open the right hip over the left. Try to keep the shoulders level or parallel to ground. Lower the right leg back down to ground. Lift the left leg on inhale, bend the knee, open the hip, keeping shoulders level. And release left foot back down to the ground. Lift to rotate the body forward to a plank position. Shoulders are over the wrists. Lift the right leg off the ground to a one-legged plank if possible. Keep the elbows close to body. Inhale down to a push-up. Exhale, push-up. Inhale down. Exhale, push-up. Inhale, chest to the ground. Exhale, push-up. Lift that right leg skyward to a one-legged dog. And then pulse that right knee into chest or nose. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, pulse it in. Inhale, lengthen right leg. Exhale, pulse right leg in. Hold it for a second. And then release back to downward facing dog. Take smooth breath in and out through the nose. Inhale, lift that left leg. Shift the weight forward to your plank position. Shoulders over the wrists. Keep the elbows close. Inhale as you slowly lower the body down to the ground. Exhale, push up. Inhale to lower. Exhale, push up. Inhale to lower. Exhale, push up. Slide the body back to downward facing dog, lifting that left leg. Exhale, pulse left knee in. Inhale to lift. Exhale, pulse in. Inhale, lift left leg. Exhale, pulse left knee in. Hold, hover, and then release back to downward facing dog again. Exhale, bend the knees. Jump if you can to top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, draw to standing. Lengthen, root through heels. Exhale, send palms to heart center. Bend the knees and bring arms up into a chair pose, lifting the heels if possible. Exhale, straighten the legs and fold forward. Inhale, halfway, look ahead. Exhale, plant the palms. Step the left foot back, lowering left knee to the ground. Keep the right knee bent over the ankle. Low lunge, lifting arms skyward. And then exhale, release both hands to frame that right foot. Curl the back toes under as you lift the right arm off the ground. Left wrist is under left shoulder. And then release that right hand back to the ground and step up to two straight legs here. So both feet face forward, hips face forward. You'll find that same interlacer bind with the hands. Back is flat and parallel to the ground. Chest is open. Head extends away from the hips to lengthen spine. And exhale, bend that front right knee. Inhale up to a high lunge. Back heels lifted off the mat. Exhale, release both hands to frame that front foot. Step back to a plank position. Exhale, travel high to low. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, back, downward dog. This time you'll step the left foot forward, lower it down to the right knee. Left knee's bent over ankle. Inhale, low lunge, arms overhead. Try to keep shoulders relaxed. And exhale, plant the hands to either side of the left foot. Lift the left arm on inhale as you curl back toes under, pressing through right heel away from head, twisting left. And then exhale, plant the left hand to the ground. Step up to 2 straight legs, both toes face forwards, hips face forwards, back is flat, fingers interlace behind the back with an open chest. Smooth and even breath. And exhale, bend the left knee, inhale up to a high lunge, back right heel lifts off the ground. Again, shoulders relaxed, front knee over front ankle. On your next exhale, both hands plant back to the ground. Find your way to a plank position. Travel high to low and exhale. Inhale, engage inner thighs, upward dog, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Be sure shoulders are relaxed from the ears. Long breath in, long breath out. Next exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, travel the top of mat, lifting halfway on the inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, come to a crow position if possible. So palms are planted, your knees will come into the back of your arms or triceps, lifting one leg or 2 legs or maybe no legs. Give it a shot if you can. Pull the belly in and up, look ahead. Release the feet if you're in crow. Come back up to a halfway lift on your next inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise back up to standing, and exhale, send palms to heart. So you shift your weight into the left foot, bending the left knee. You'll bend the right knee also, grabbing the right foot with the right hand, lifting the left arm skyward for dancer pose. Keeping that little bend to the left knee, shift your weight forward, or arm forward, as you kick back up and away into the right hand with the right foot. Slowly, keeping your balance, lower the left hand to the ground, and then try to open that right hip if you can, towards the ceiling or sky, still keeping a little bend to the left knee. And then release both hands to the ground, set that right foot all the way down to the end of the mat, find your body in a plank position, exhale, travel high to low. Inhale to upward dog, and exhale back to downward dog. Next time you exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, return to the top of mat, lifting halfway, exhaling to fold. Inhale, drop up to standing, and exhale, send palms to heart. Then you'll step forward at the top of the mat, shift the weight to the right foot, bending the right knee a little, bending the left knee, grabbing the left foot with the left hand, raise the right arm skyward. You'll keep that small bend to the right knee as you bring the right arm forward and kick the left foot up into the left hand. Your balance, moving slowly. Keep the core drawn in as you slowly lower the right hand to the ground. And if you can, still keeping that bind hand to left foot, you'll open it to the ceiling as much as is possible, opening left hip and the chest skyward. And on your next exhale, release both hands to the ground, back foot to the ground, find your way back to plank, exhale, high to low. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Upward facing dog, and exhale back into child's pose or balasana. Bottom relaxes to the heels. You can separate or widen the knees if you like, or even bring the hands back towards the feet if that's best for shoulders. Just allowing the air to come in and air to release. If your hands are behind, you'll bring them to the top of the mat. Inhale up to a tabletop position, shoulders over the wrists. And lift the right knee off the ground. Just make a circle or two with that right knee. And then you'll pivot that left foot back to a 45-degree angle for support. You'll find a bind right hand to right foot if possible, finding an opening in the hip and chest. And then slowly release back to your tabletop position. Let's swing that right foot or knee to the front of the mat and set it down for your pigeon pose. So allowing that right knee to be bent, the right foot to come towards the left wrist as much as you like. You can stay supported with both wrists, lifting that upper chest or come down to the forearms. Whichever's most comfortable and whichever allows the hips to be nice and level to the ground. Allow the air come and go, filling the lungs, entering the back of the body. Slowly just lift the upper body when you're ready. You curl the back toe under and lift that right leg skyward. Bending the right knee, opening the hip, flipping the dog if you like. Finding your way back to a regular downward facing dog once you're complete with movement. And then softly drop the knees back down to the ground or mat. Pivot that right foot out to a 45-degree angle. And bring the left hand to the left foot, finding that bind. Trying to stretch. You're going to stretch in the front left hip as well as chest. Keeping the core pulled into the spine. And then releasing the hands to the ground and that left leg to the top of the mat for your pigeon pose on the opposite side. And then keeping the left knee bent as much as is comfortable and left foot over towards the right wrist. You can stay lifted again and supporting with both hands or draw down to the forearms. On this side, I need to stay lifted. Both of your sides are usually uneven. One is more loose, one is more tight. Just make sure the hips remain level. And you hold in one place. Slowly curl the back toes under, lift the body up, lifting to a downward dog or flipping the dog with that left leg in the air. And making a few circles with the left near hip. And then release back to a downward facing dog. And again, soften down to both knees. This time you'll widen the knees and come back into Balasana or Child's Pose once more. Allow the knees to separate as much as you'd like. Maybe even allow the forehead to touch the ground if it reaches. Whatever's most comfortable for you. You might imagine the breath beginning in the base of the tailbone, traveling all the way up to the head on inhale. And traveling from the head all the way back to the base of tailbone on exhale. On your next inhale, lift up just to a cross-legged seat or finding your way over to a comfortable seat. A straight-legged seat rather. Standing both legs out in front of you. Inhale to lift both arms and exhale, fold over the legs. You want to make sure the legs stay completely connected to the ground and that the shoulders are relaxed. The toes are facing skyward so you can find the best length under hamstrings. Make sure shoulders are released from the ears. As you inhale, come back up to your seated position. And then place the hands underneath the shoulders, but the wrists facing forwards towards your toes. Press into the feet, straightening the legs, lifting the body into reverse tabletop, chest is skyward. You could gaze up to protect the neck. And exhale, lower the bottom back down to the ground. Just briefly set the elbows under the shoulders, allow the head to fall back. If there's no issues with the neck, just expanding the chest. And very slowly then, using the core and hands, just come back up to your seated position. Scooting forward, coming into a cross-legged seat. Taking a moment to pause. And once again, releasing that right hand to the ground, sending left arm overhead on inhale. Lengthening left side. Exhale, float left hand down. Inhale, right arm skyward. Grounding through right hip. And exhale, release right hand. Keeping the sit bones rooted into the ground. Keep a nice tall spine here. Taking a moment to reflect on your practice, noticing how the body feels. Noticing any thoughts or a lack of thoughts in the mind. Keeping soft expression on the face. 2 more long breaths, filling the belly on inhale, belly contracting the spine on the exhale. As you slowly begin to uncross the legs, you'll bring the body down to the ground, pulling the knees into the chest as you lie on your back. And feel free to just soften the hips for a moment, play. You might like to extend the feet up to the ceiling, reversing the flow of blood in the legs. You might like to move the legs or bend the knees or move the knees or hips. Once you find that you're complete with your movement, you can allow the soles of feet to come together on the ground, allowing the knees to come wide. The back is flat to the ground, relaxed in Supta Baddha Konasana. And if it's easier for you to focus, you can place one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. Allow the eyelids to become heavy and close. Allow the tongue to be released from the roof of the mouth, jaw to be released. And just note for a few moments that rise in the belly on inhale and fall in the belly on exhale. Allow a few more long breaths. Try to just follow the flow of the breath, breathing with ease. Very slowly bring the knees back up together. Take your time to come up to a seated position. Bring your palms to your heart to pause. Honor your practice. Keeping eyes closed if you can. And then bring the palms to the head and back to the heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice and hope to see you again soon.